And we're back for another season of SMFL football. Season 4 on the way. We're in week 1, but we didn't do a recap as of yet on the third season. We left it on our picks for the wild card rounds and who was going to make it to where. And now we have a new champion, but let me welcome my partner Wade here. You here, Wade?
Yes, I had a wife. How you doing?
All right, all right. Um, so we picked some people we thought was gonna win in the wild card round and make it to the next round. And I think I had maybe two or three that actually did it, but the majority of my picks went down the tubes on particular games. But we could start out with the NFC East or NFC or AFC. Let's do the AFC side. And first up is who?
It's going to be the Titans and the Browns.
So that's Tim and Brandon. All right. So score of that game was
35 to 31.
yeah, tight game. I think I took the Browns to win that one.
I remember you did, and I took Tim,
Yeah.
and you got it right, and I got it wrong.
All right. That's one for me. Zero for you. Next up.
Chiefs and the Dolphins, and that game was a sim because the Chiefs had some sickness going around the house.
All right. So they didn't play with score that game.
Well, 31 to 29, but that's a sim, of
That's a sim.
course.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. And we
So the
working our way
Dolphins
down.
advanced.
Yeah. So who's next?
The Raiders and the Jaguars.
Yeah, I actually picked the Jaguars to win that one, and that was an interesting game. Score of that game was
20 to 17, and it was pretty close.
yeah, and the reason why it was pretty close is something odd happened in the fourth quarter there where there was not much time left on the clock. I think the Raiders was on the Jaguars 30 something yard line to kick a field goal, and he would have sent it. It was 17-14, I think. He had sent it into overtime. Um, what was the score of the game again? I'm sorry. 20,
2017.
20 say yeah. So it was 17-14, and the Jaguars could have won that game, but oddly enough, the Raiders kicked the field goal and missed, but there was a
Oh, there was a
penalty.
penalty.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to
penalty.
kick it over
Rough, rough,
again with a
rough.
15-yard penalty.
Yeah, roughing the kicker.
Yeah, now I remember that.
Cost him the game. Of
Yeah.
course, he was closer. He didn't miss. Game over 2017 with no time on the clock. Rough way to go, but that's the way that
Yeah, that's
worked out.
heartbreaking loss right there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he was feeling it, but he's okay now. Season's gone. But let's go over to the AFC side.
NFC, you mean?
NFC. I'm sorry.
That'll be the Lions and the Giants.
Yeah, I picked C-Mel, and I believe you picked Rich. You just felt Rich would had a better game than C-Mel. The Giants is blowing out, I believe. What was the score of that one?
45 to 10.
Yeah, yeah. He just couldn't get nothing going, and Rich did what Rich does and put the beats on him. So, I don't,
Uh, Rich's controller wasn't broken.
not this time. But I'm sure C-Mel will be back. Whether he can match up against somebody else or match up against him and win, we'll see. Next up,
The Falcons and the Saints, and that was a really high-scoring game. 44 to 49.
yeah, I took the Saints, I believe, the Black Horse. That's my man Tory. I
Yeah, and
took
I
him.
picked the same.
Yep, and he won that one.
He was able to lob it up to his fast receiver enough times. Like he had like 6 touchdowns. That
Yeah,
one receiver.
yeah,
And
you gotta learn how to play over the top with him, man. Otherwise, and he's gonna be even tougher this season because lo and behold, in the draft, he got another 99 speed wide receiver. So he's got two 99s running down the field. You better not play man, or you're gonna get burnt. So
Or at least have safeties over the top, anyhow.
yeah, even if that works, you know. Next up,
That would be the Redskins and the 49ers.
yeah, history here with these guys. Uh, when they played during the season, the Commanders put a wallop on the 49ers, and there was a whole lot of rigmarole behind that one. But you know what?
This
Redemption is
time
what
he
it
only
is.
managed 3 points.
Yeah, redemption is what it is for the 49ers in the playoffs. He says he listened to the. Remember what was said in our podcast earlier? I just told him, you got to, if you keep your head, you can win, and he did that, and he pulled the win out.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
And I had him pick to lose on that one, so I lost that one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, you know, next up on the AFC side, we're going to what? To the conference round? What is it?
Yeah, the division round
Divi-
with the
divi-
Ravens and the Browns now.
yeah. I think the Ravens manhandled the Browns on that one, didn't he?
Yeah, 49-21. It wasn't close on that, but it's like I was saying, there's a couple guys, a few guys, four guys in our league that are elite, and he's one of them with the Lions and the Rams.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We didn't get into who was going to be where, so we just know the Ravens was last year's runner-up in the Super Bowl, so he's making a run at it again. So I mean, he's been there twice and he's lost twice to the Rams actually. So he's trying to make another run at it. But next down the line,
That'd be the Dolphins and the Raiders.
yeah, surprisingly the Raiders pulled that one out. He put up some points on that one, didn't he? What was the score there?
40, 40-33 on that one.
Yeah, they were tossing. That's a low sweater for you,
That's
I
a
guess.
touchdown. Yeah, one
He
score
had,
game.
yeah, but he was there. I mean, it's good for him that he got that far. Next up,
We got on the other side, the NFC side, we got the Rams and the Saints. And it looks like Torrey gave the Rams a game. It was a 8 point win, eight
yeah,
point loss, I guess you could say for Torrey. But
yeah, that was a high-scoring game too, wasn't it?
yeah, 38-30. So
Yeah, touchdown, 8 points, whatever the case is. But
yeah,
the Rams is tough, man. What are you gonna do? So, I I I thought Torrey might have been able to get him in that game. I think I seen part of it, and they were just back and forth, back. So it's basically who had the ball last won the game. I think, or however it worked out. But 8 points is 8 points, and Rams pulled that one out. Who's next?
Lions and the 49ers, and it was 42-12 for the Lions. And it looks like 49ers just couldn't muster up the defense again.
Yeah, yeah, he took a beating on that one. I mean, he got his revenge on the Commanders, and I guess the
Or maybe he was just happy to get out of the first round.
either or, he made it there. He made it to the second round, but you know what? The Rams was just too strong for him. I mean, not the Rams. The Lions was too strong for him, just like they were too strong for the Giants. So they moved on, and now we're on to
Now we're going to the championship for the AFC. We got the Raiders against the Ravens.
score. That game was
33-21. The Ravens win by 12 points.
yeah, yeah. But apparently, the Raiders hung in there, so he got to the congratulations on getting that far. I didn't think he was going to get that far. I didn't think he was going to get past the Jags, but you know, he did. Um, on the other side,
We got the Rams and the Lions in what was probably one of the tougher games, the two tougher games in the league. Probably those two going at it, and the Rams 21-15.
yeah, tough game. But you know what I say? He's a young guy, got good stick skills, and Rich couldn't take him out, so he
That
goes
one
to
there, was probably the lowest the Lions scored all year long, all season. 15 points is it's pretty, if you can hold the Lions there, you're pretty good.
Yep, yep, yep. Yep. So then now we have the
Super Bowl
Super Bowl with the Rams and the Ravens,
and the
and
Ravens. Yep.
that ended 16-10 Rams. I don't know if I would have did what the Ravens did. They were inside the red zone and they had two downs to score and win this game. And you know what? He decided he wanted to throw into the end zone on the last third and fourth down. Or matter of fact, that whole series, you know, I'd have just took off with Lamar if I was able to, and he had a chance on a couple of occasions to do that. That third and fourth, I thought he was going to take off and at least get, you know, closer or into the end zone with Lamar with the speed he had. But he decided to throw it, and he went 4 and out and lost the game on that. So he had a chance. He was right there. He just didn't finish him off. He could have won 17-16 and dethroned him. Now the congratulations to the Rams because they are a two-time champion,
Yeah.
working on
A
three
three-peat.
time a three-peat, or was that a dynasty? I mean,
Well,
uh,
yeah, it'd be a dynasty if you get four, I think, but a three-peat
okay,
is before the dynasty.
all right. So he's trying to three-peat. So that brings us into the fourth season. There was some real surprising pickups in the draft. I don't know what was going on. I didn't make the draft, so my team picked up what I put out there for them to get, and they picked up some pretty good players for me. But I've seen quarterbacks going to guys that were, like, how did he get him? Or how did they let that guy go? And hey, that draft was something else. A lot of hidden talents in there. Um, and
Yeah, there was a lot. I picked up four.
it seemed like everybody picked up whoever they picked had a hidden talent. What they are is, we'll know, uh, soon enough. But um, we're in season four. We actually started uh, week one, and as it stands, we have uh, an interesting game actually that I'm gonna say. You know, it was a Thursday night game, and it was a rematch of the Lions and the Rams, and
Oh wow.
the Rams won 45-31. But I got to tell you, man, ah, Rich gave that game away. He was up big. I mean, he was up 34-17, or is it 17-14? 31-17 going into the fourth quarter, and I don't know how the Rams scored 28 points, but they did. He turned the ball over 8 times. He had to turn him. I think he turned him more over in the fourth quarter than
Wow.
anywhere else, and he lost that game. I watched some of it, and I'm like, he's trying to roll out with golf, and poof, he was throwing ducks for some reason, and that guy just came right back and beat him. I think the last touchdown he scored 21, which put him at 37, 6, 5, put him at 37, 38 to 31. He was up a touchdown. I think the last touchdown was just a gimme to make it 45. But that game was surprising. When you look at the stats, it wasn't like they were throwing for 1,000 yards, but I mean, 278 for the Rams and 189 and passing yards for the Lions and 101 rushing yards for the Lions and 76 rushing yards. But the big number is the turnover. They were throwing eight turnovers. You can't win a game with that, especially going
Yeah,
going out.
trust me, I know.
Yeah, yeah, 8 turnovers, and it cost them. Cost him. I don't know what happened. It's like he had a brain fart or something going into the back end of the game, man. You get 7 minutes, he's scoring like crazy. But that's what happens. Um, uh, I guess another interesting game. Um, Yeah, well, I was gonna do the games of the week. So I mean, the Patriots and the Dolphins played, and actually the Patriots won that game. I mean, Miami won that game 25-21. That was a Monday game. Um, my team, the Dragons, played the Jaguars. We won 34-14. And then, guess who's back? Comes out of nowhere. They didn't boot him. They kept him, and he's playing now. We're talking about the Denver Broncos owner, Orange Crush, and he went up against the Bengals today, and he pretty much manhandled them, beat them 48-28. Looked like it was a close game at halftime. No, not even. It was 28-14 at half, and it was just a little much for Chuck to handle. Um, he had four turnovers, which isn't as bad as uh, he can do, but the Broncos. We'll see how far he goes. He'll probably play the season, but how he'll do, we'll see. Um, so I guess I'll just say welcome back at this point to the Broncos. See how long he gets it done. How long
I
it
think
takes.
he's finally figured out this game because when I played him last, he smoked me, and he was pretty crisp on his timing and everything. So
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, he didn't really play a top ranked player, or Chuck is Chuck. Chuck can play, but Chuck isn't um, up there on the ranks with top five, top six, seven, eight, 10. You know what I mean? But he'll give you a problem. He could sneak something by you if you don't watch him. Um, as we look at the schedule, what's left? You had the Jets and Oilers, 37-0 for the Rob's trying, but he ain't getting no points there. And he got blown out by the Houston Oilers. Uh, Chiefs Packers. Chiefs came back from wherever they were at, and 49-14 against Green Bay. Uh, Titans Falcons is left. Saints Giants is left. They're supposed to be playing at some point, I guess. Buccaneers Commanders, and then we have Smack missing in action. I don't know. Maybe he's just too busy right now. But force win for the 49ers on the first game. Ravens Raiders, they played twice. Something up with the internet because their games seem like when they played in the playoffs, they had issues connecting, and the Raiders had to give them the win. And here we are again, the first game of the week, and they're having issues connecting, and the Ravens took. So it's obviously the Raiders with something with their connection. He's just giving away the wins. I'm not sure, but that's how it looks for Week 1 right now. You had a game in there against the
yeah, I lost
Colts.
to the Colts in overtime. Uh, my man defense sucked, man. I was getting killed by drags across the field.
Yeah,
My
well,
DBs wouldn't stay with them, so
yeah, I see. Wasn't that bad. A couple of turnovers for both of you.
yeah.
But he had the ball for 14 minutes. You didn't even have the ball that long, 6 minutes and some change, and you managed to hang in there. So that says a
Well,
lot.
yeah, like it was like I say, it went to overtime at 17 apiece, and he drove down the field in overtime, and I scored a touchdown on a play that I should have made the tackle, but my guy I missed the tackle, so he he won it on a last minute touchdown in
Right,
overtime. So
right. Well, um, that's pretty much a wrap for week 1 of this
yeah,
season. And I mean, we can go look at the uh, uh, league top performers. Right now it's week 1, so I mean, whoever's throwing the ball good, they're going to be up there. So you got Kansas City with 392 yards. Indian and the Colts had 348, and the Rams had 332. Uh, starting out throwing the ball 300 yards seems like easy pickings these days. Like everybody's
Yeah,
throwing for 300 yards with no issue. I don't know. And you got the rushing yards. Once again, the Oilers is up there with 157, 31 attempts, and then you got the Cardinals over there with 14 for 129, and I think that's San Antonio, San Antonio, right?
yeah.
Yeah, Chris C. Brown 13 for 127, and the receiving yards. Cincinnati Bengals, uh, the, the Jasicki.
The
Interesting,
tight
tight
end.
end.
Yeah,
Yeah, usually he's trying to throw it over the top, but he's got hit the tight end for 6 catches for 185, 3 touchdowns. And then you got the Rams, five receptions for 180 yards. Ciolave, 2 touchdowns, and K. Beal, 3 receptions for 170 with 3 touchdowns. Sack leaders at this point: Lions with A. Hutchinson with 3 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. Then you got Denver, B. Browning, which left outside linebacker, 2 sacks, three tackles for loss. And you have the Orlando Orbits with DT and Mason, 2 for 2, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. On the interception side, you got Miami with this C. Hatchett. It sounds like that guy is new, but I'm not sure. Anyway, he's got 3 interceptions. Uh, Chiefs is up there with Jay Hicks with 3 interceptions and 1 deflection, and then you got the Rams in there with 2 interceptions. For tackles, oddly enough, the Tokyo Dragons, strong safety B. Hill has 6 tackles for 6 solo tackles. Detroit Lions, E. Dillon got left outside linebacker, 9 tackles, 6 solo, and then once again Jay Hicks. Jay Hicks is in there. He's got two. He's got interceptions. He's got 7 tackles for 5 losses. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't turn out to be a player of the week, but we'll see. Um,
yeah, most likely.
yeah, right now I think the stats are closed, so we won't be able to see too much of anything outside of what's on this board. Um, yeah, that seems to be where we're at right now. So it's week one. I guess we're gonna come back on what do you want to do? Week 8, middle of the season,
Yeah, that sounds good.
and see where everybody is. See the difference in uh, winners to losers. Right now, the believe it or not, Miami Dolphins is 1-0, leading their division, as with the Pittsburgh Steelers at 1-0. Well, they'll be 1-1 because the not that they'll be 1-1, but it'll be 1-1 because the Baltimore Ravens will get a win here, so they'll be tied for first off the first week. Um, and Tokyo Dragons and Indianapolis are 1-1 in their division. Denver and KC, there's 3 1-0s. The only one that got a zip will be the Las Vegas Raiders. Um, and I know there's a lot more than just that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 teams. Okay. So that's where we're at. Um, I guess we'll. You got anything else you want to add?
No,
Yeah.
I think that about does it.
All right. Well, week 2. What do you think you're gonna do? Real quick. Let's take a look.
Well, I got to play the Dolphins. It seems like this season the schedule's got a lot of us facing our division foes right off the bat, and you know,
Yeah,
we're
I got 2 division games right out the gate too. I got to play the Titans. Um, so yeah, we're playing back-to-back division games. Um,
so the Dolphins has been real tough with that lineup. That's my favorite team, and it kind of sucks because when I played in the queue, I always use the Dolphins, so it's kind of hard for me to play defense because my it's backwards, when I'm playing it. sometimes I see those colors and I'm thinking it's my team, but
Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out. I mean, at the end
yeah,
of the day,
I mean,
playing with the team gives you familiarity with them, so
oh yeah.
you probably know, who, the players and their abilities anyway. But if we look at week two's games of the week, we got the Raiders and the Commanders. Uh, home team is Commanders. It's week two. That's a Sunday game, and we got week two Giants and Wizards. If Smacks around, I guess I'll play. If not, that's a home game, and the Giants will take that. Um, and then we got the Black Knights and Saints. That's amazing Doc and Tori for Thursday night. So those are the next games of the weeks that come up for week two. All right, I guess that's it for now. Uh, Once again, congratulations to the Rams. I'm sure he's got a trophy coming down the line. He's got two out the gate, and let's see if anybody can put a stop to him this season.
Oh, one thing that I just remembered,
What's that?
somebody got Lamar Jackson in the free agency for like under $1 million for the year. I
Yeah, it was nine
my
hundred
jaw
and
hit the
ninety
floor on that.
thousand. Yeah, he got. I don't know what happened there, but you know what? Good for him. I just
Is he
know
reduced? Did they
the
take the
nah.
cape
He
off of
he
him?
just he just got dropped into free agency from the Ravens. Wasn't nothing, uh, that
But
I
he
know
didn't
of.
he didn't get reduced
I don't believe so. That's a question I can ask when
because that's
when we come back. You know,
because
I don't.
that's real cheap for him
Yeah, I get
if
it.
he's got up to up to where he normally is
I don't
on
believe the
overrating and stuff.
Prince, they did anything with the Prince as far as reducing contracts. So that just, I don't know if that's a glitch in the game or they just, whoever it was, they got lucky. That's all. But you can believe if
I'll
they keep
say,
him, the next contract he looks for after that year is going to be an arm and a leg. And if it's not,
yeah,
he really paid off. Depending if he uses him during, yeah, obviously he's going to play with him, but you know, um, depending on how he does, I mean, I guess I would keep him if I was able to, seeing what kind of contract comes up, you know, and how much money there
yeah.
is, and so on and so on. But
Even even for myself, I got Josh Allen 2 years left on his contract, and I'm already up in the 60 million range with him. So I
well,
don't know if I'd be able to afford him
I
what
got
with what he's asking for later.
my quarterback is up for re-sign this season, and he's looking for close to 300 million. So I mean, he's 99 overall, 98 overall, and all his numbers are 97, 98, 90. I mean, he's only 24. I got to pay him. I'm going to pay him the money if I have it, but I got some other people to sign too. So we'll see. If not,
Yeah,
franchise tag him and go on to one more season with him and see what happens.
yeah.
But a guy like that, I can't let him go.
Even the franchise tag on the quarterback's going to be spendy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got as it looked, I had 80 million in cap space. So we'll see what happens once how much he's going to take out of that. And I only have three or four players I really need to sign that's up for signing. The other ones I can let go if I have to. But there's three guys I probably should sign just because. Um, Fortunately for my draft, the CPU did fairly well for me, so I'm okay around the board. But no quarterback and certain players and your team could lack.
Yeah,
So, but that'll be down the line. Uh, Once again, week three, the signings open up, and we'll see what happens.
yeah.
Yep. All right, Wade. I will Panama Jack. We will do this again. Week eight. We'll be back. Until then, everyone, play your games, schedule them, stop being knuckleheads and just prolonging
Big
stuff
facts.
and aggravating people because you don't, you know, you, you try to get under people's skin with not setting up times and stuff. It's real simple. Set the time. When can you
Yeah, do your
play? I
best.
can play at 9 o'clock. Put a number there,
Yeah.
you know, and then play your ass off and see what happens. All right. Till next time. Catch you
Okay.
down the line.